In the verdant lap of the Crestwood Valley, where the river Windsong kissed lush meadows, the history of its people whispered with the rustle of the leaves. Here, generations of families nurtured their traditions and cultures, weaving a vibrant tapestry of shared memories. The story begins with Milton Hargrove, a robust and spirited farmer, known throughout the valley for his sun-ripened strawberries and the tales attached to each planting season. "This land has been in our family for over 100 years," he'd start, leaning on his spade. "Each berry is a story, a legacy from those who toiled this soil before us." One particularly crisp autumn, the valley prepared for the annual Harvest Festival, an event that marked the end of hard labor and the beginning of celebrations. Villagers contributed eagerly, setting up stalls, offering crafts, foods, and games. It was during this festival that Anna, Milton's granddaughter who had recently returned from college with a degree in history, decided to undertake a project to capture the oral histories of Crestwood. Anna set up a small booth adorned with pictures and artifacts from the valley's past, a tape recorder at the ready. Her first interviewee was Old Ellie, a woman of slight frame but boundless energy, the valley's oldest living resident. "My father worked the very fields Milton tends now," she recounted with a glint in her eye. "This festival started small, just a few families sharing the fruits of our labor. But look at it now, a beacon of our community spirit." Next came the twins, Jacob and Jenna, known for their mischievous yet charming ways, who shared stories of the valley from their teenage years during the Great War. "We'd send packages overseas to our boys on the front," Jenna recalled, her voice thick with nostalgia, "using whatever we could spare, socks, snacks, and little bits of home to remind them of what was waiting here." The festival buzzed with energy, and more people came forward, eager to share their snippets of life. A particularly touching tale came from Ray, the town's blacksmith, who had fashioned a wrought iron gate for the community center. "Each scroll and twist in that gate represents a family here. My way of honoring our collective strength," he said, patting the robust iron bars tenderly. As dusk colored the sky in hues of orange and purple, the valley folks gathered around a bonfire. Anna, overwhelmed with the stories she had collected, decided to share them. With a quiet voice that grew steadier in the crackling fire's warmth, she relayed tales of joy, struggle, tradition, and change. Each story wove a clearer picture of Crestwood Valley's legacy, a bridge from the past to the present. "These stories aren't just reminders of who we were. They serve as guides for who we wish to become," Anna concluded, her eyes gleaming with unshed tears as she looked around at her neighbors, friends, and family. The festival ended under a blanket of stars, the shared histories bringing the people of Crestwood closer than ever. They realized that these tales were not just to be tucked away in the annals of history, but celebrated and carried forward. And as the embers died down, they knew that next year's festival would bring even more stories as the valley continued to live, breathe, and grow together. Crestwood Valley was more than just a place. It was a living, thriving narrative of its people, told one story at a time.